Listen, and do not fear, for we will regain stability in time. Dark days have clouded our minds at this moment, but we will survive in unity. I see bare streets, feet echo as they touch the concrete laid upon the earth. Our people are dispersed and distanced 2 meters apart. I miss the simple nod of a head or a smile as I pass fellow humans. See, the barest connections are the most pleasant, but the truth is that connection must now be put upon a shelf. For niceties, that's a trait not known to a parasite, a virus hooked within the earth that has exploded with the velocity of 10,000 sticks of dynamite, which hold hands not to create a chain of love, but a chain of infection. And it sees no separation for races, or ages, or genders. It just continuously latches onto our body and starves us from oxygen and health. Coughing and wheezing are the symptoms that are felt from a bacterial grim reaper that has an unstoppable rage and a desire to prevent us from freedom. And although I feel disheartened from no longer having the ability to create a beautiful 1 second long moment of interaction with a person I know I will never meet again, I cross the road to keep distance maintained. And I look over to the person who walks along the street, and as we lock eyes, I greet them with a smile as if to say, do not fear, my friend, for we will regain stability in time. Loved ones, kiss families and friends who they miss through a 5-inch iPhone screen, for that is the only connection that they are now permitted. Parents cocooning inside their residence for the fear that they might be subsequently admitted to a hospital from being exposed to a predator. An uncle sits in his premises with an empty heart, for his godchild has just started to associate farm animals with the sounds that they make, and no voice message on a phone will ever equate to seeing the real life smile upon that child's face as he embraces them. Food. It continues to be delivered through openings and slits between window panes, as a child feels pain from no longer having the ability to make their sole focus on paying attention to parents through these painful times. We are paying a lengthy prison time within the 4 walls of our minds. Isolation. It's contributing to the deprivation of our freedom. It's inebriating the idea that the light of hope is being blown away by the winds these dark storms have brought with them. I look on as my mother sits every night watching the views of politicians and daily statistics of the mortality rate and the rise of numbers infected, and I see she is beginning to lose hope. A tear, it wells up within the ducts of her eyes as she continues to fight the urge to open the gates and let the floods out. And although I want to do nothing more than take each droplet from her and add them to the grey cloud that lingers over my heart, I can't, so I simply look at her and smile. And she knows from that expression all that needs to be said. Do not fear, mother. We will regain stability in time. Heroes of this earth, they do not wear capes, they wear gloves and masks and scrubs, and do not enter a desolate no man's land, but instead enter the daily battleground of intensive care units. See, the war this time is not against other humans, but against a natural disaster. Our scientists are now worked to the bone for a cure that is desperately sought after, but until then it is doctors and nurses on minimum 12-hour shifts, keeping their aims on maintaining life so that the spirits of their country will be lifted and the tide can be shifted to a more peaceful side. But we need to play our part and comply with the regulations and stay at home so that they can work and save lives. Some healthcare workers have returned from retirement. The term OAP is something that they constantly oversee for the preservation of others' well-being. We have heroes who return from working abroad unsure if they will retain their jobs when they head back, but do it anyway because if a war is happening, then they will stand proudly behind the tricolour that flags so that future generations may live in peace and good health. And it's not just Ireland. It's every country that's doing this. Every healthcare worker is fighting with their flag in their heart and the emblem in their mind, and for that all we can do is adhere by the rules and thank them every time we see them for the entirety of our lifetime. To all the healthcare workers who might hear this, You are the reason that there is hope within our hearts and a smile upon our face. And so for that, I will return with my contribution of art and say thank you. And do not fear. We will regain stability in time. People, this is a challenging time. But do not forget that there is prosperity. We as a civilization will rise as one and overcome this barbarity. Although it is a time of asperity, we will regain our normality and return to a time of safety and clarity. But we must play our part. And remember that distancing socially is what will unite us globally. And although it is hard for anyone to stay away from loved ones that they hope to see, maintaining distance is what could save them, hopefully. All brothers and sisters from around the world are dying daily, but we can stop this pandemic if we stand in unity. This is a war that we all must fight. But instead of using tanks and guns, we use hope, hygiene, logic and love, and rise as one, and our chain of love can overpower the chain of infection. We will stand in front of the face of this beast with a conviction through our blood as we scream that you will not beat us. You will never win. For we are one. And we stand united as a world. And you will never win. Once we have hope within our souls and love within our heart, we will not fear. We will regain stability again.